Every fall, somebody in a uniform stands in a basement and says the words that empty a bank account. You have got a crack in your heat exchanger, and most folks have no way to know if that is true or not, so they just believe it and they sign. Well, there is a way for a professional to check it, and I am going to tell you exactly what that test is so you know what a real diagnosis looks like. But I am also going to tell you, straight out, why I do not want you doing that particular test yourself, because there is a version of it floating around the internet that is genuinely dangerous. And then I am going to give you the signs you can safely watch for on your own from across the room that tell you whether something is really wrong. First, let me remind you what a heat exchanger even is, because the whole thing makes sense once you see it. Your furnace burns gas inside a set of metal chambers. That is the heat exchanger. The flame and the exhaust, which contains carbon monoxide, stay sealed inside that metal. Your house air blows across the outside of it, picks up the heat, and warms your rooms. The two never touch. That metal wall is the safety barrier. If it cracks, the breathing air and the exhaust can start to mix, and that is why a real crack matters. So no, this is not something to wave off. It is serious. The trick is telling a real one from a sales pitch. Now, the test a technician uses, it is actually clever. He gets the burners lit and running, then with the blower fan off, he holds a flame near each chamber and watches it. A steady flame means the metal is sealed. Then he turns the blower on. If there is a crack, the rush of air from the blower gets pushed through that crack and into the chamber, and it makes the flame flicker, dance, lean sideways, sometimes blow right out. A steady flame with the blower running means no crack. A dancing flame means air is getting in where it should not, and you have got a problem. That is the real test, and it works, and here is where I put my foot down. I do not want you doing that yourself. I have seen the videos where a homeowner sticks a lit match down into a running furnace with the gas flowing and the safety door propped open. Please do not. You would be holding an open flame inside a live gas appliance with the safety switches defeated, leaning over combustion gases. That is a professional's test done by somebody who does it every day and knows exactly what they are looking at. The few dollars you would save are not worth what can go wrong. Let the person with the training and the combustion analyzer do that one. So what can you do safely, standing right there in your own basement with your hands in your pockets? More than you would think. Let me give you the signs. Sign 1, and this is the best one because it is safe and it is telling. Watch your burner flames right when the blower fan kicks on. On most furnaces you can see the flames through a little window. Here is the sequence. The burners light, they burn for a bit, and then a minute or so later the big blower fan comes on to push the warm air through your house. Watch the flames at that exact moment. If they are burning a nice steady blue and they stay steady when the fan kicks on, that is a good sign. But if the moment that blower comes on, one of your flames suddenly flares up orange or gets pushed around or wavers hard, that is a real warning. That is air leaking from somewhere it should not be. And a cracked heat exchanger is one of the things that causes it. You did not touch a thing, you just watched. Let me tell you why that one works so well. When the metal is sealed, the blower blows across the outside of the chamber and never disturbs the flame inside. But if there is a crack, the blower forces air right through that crack into the chamber, and the flame reacts instantly. It is the same physics the professional uses in his test, except you are reading it from the safe side of the glass with nothing in your hand. I had a neighbor do exactly this after a company scared him. He stood there, watched his flames when the fan came on, and they never so much as flickered. Rock steady blue. He got a second opinion anyway, and sure enough his furnace was fine. That 30 seconds of watching saved him $6,000. Sign 2. The color of the flames in general. A healthy gas flame is mostly blue. A little orange flicker on a cold start as it burns off dust is normal. But if your flames are running steadily orange or yellow, lazy and rolling instead of crisp and blue, something is off with the combustion, and that is worth having looked at. Sign 3. Soot. Take a flashlight and look around the burner area in the front of the furnace. Black soot marks, scorching on the metal, are a sign that combustion is not happening cleanly and exhaust may be escaping where it should not. You are just looking. You are not taking anything apart. Sign 4, and this is the one that protects your family no matter what. Carbon monoxide. Because the real danger of a cracked heat exchanger is CO leaking into your home, a carbon monoxide detector is your honest referee. Get one with a digital display that shows you the number, not just one that screams at a high level. Put one near the furnace and one near the bedrooms. If a technician is telling you your furnace is pumping poison into your house, but your detectors have sat there quiet all winter, that tells you something, and it costs less than a nice dinner. Now put it all together, because here is how you use this. If a company tells you that you have a cracked heat exchanger, you do not panic and you do not sign. You ask them to show you. Show me the crack, or show me the flame test with the blower on, or show me the reading on your analyzer, a real one can. Then you say the magic words, "Thank you. I am going to get a second opinion." And you get one and maybe a third, and you do not tell those companies what the first one claimed. Let them look fresh. If 2 more honest outfits go through your furnace and nobody mentions a crack, you have your answer and you just saved yourself thousands. And do not let them use the cold weather against you. The classic pressure move is to shut your gas off, tell you it is unsafe, and say it has to stay off until you replace the whole furnace, and it is 20 degrees outside, so sign now, do not. If you have working carbon monoxide detectors with fresh batteries, you are not flying blind. If there were ever a truly dangerous level of carbon monoxide in your home, those detectors would go off and you would get out. That is exactly what they are for. So you are perfectly within your rights to get that second opinion before you hand anybody a check for a new furnace. The pressure is the tell. A real repair is still there tomorrow morning. And here is the honest flip side, because I will not lie to you to make a better story. Sometimes it is real. If 3 separate companies independently tell you the same thing, or if you are seeing that orange flare when the blower kicks on, or your CO detector is going off, then you likely do have a genuine crack, and that is not a thing to run a cracked furnace on. A confirmed cracked heat exchanger means that furnace should not be operated until it is fixed or replaced. The point was never that they do not happen. The point is that you confirm it with more than the word of the one person who profits from replacing it. So this heating season, do not let anybody rush you. Watch your flames when the blower kicks on, keep a good carbon monoxide detector on the wall, and remember that you never ever have to sign anything under pressure in your own kitchen. Knowledge and a second opinion, that is the whole defense, and it does not cost you a dime. Now, a lot of folks have asked me to put all of this in one place, the whole plain rundown of what to check, what to fix yourself, and what to leave to a professional without the sales pitch that usually comes attached. So I did. I wrote it all down in a little guide, everything I would tell my own neighbor across the fence, and I keep it over at hanksheetguide.com. The link is in the description and pinned in the comments if you want it. No pressure either way. Everything I show you here on the channel stays free, and it always will. I'm Hank. Go check your filter.